Road.
Who do you want to speak to? The fire, police or ambulance?
Police and ambulance. My husband's just been shot.
We've been acting as a really quite a tight town. We're all sort of still mystified.
There was just a degree of shock really in the town because it doesn't happen. We don't have these sort of problems.
It's, such a horrendous thing to happen, and even this day, people start speaking about it again in social circles. You think, I wonder what it will ever be resolved.
Alistair Wilson was born on March 4th, 1974 in Ayrshire, the second child of Alan and Joan Wilson after his sister Gillian. The family lived in Beath, a small town of around 6,000 people located 22 miles southwest of Glasgow. Alistair attended Beath Primary and later Garnock Academy in Kilburnie. His high school English teacher, John Hodgart, remembered him as quiet, good-natured and very well-mannered. School friend Jamie Thornburn told the Scotsman in 2005 that Alistair was the type of guy who wouldn't go out until after he'd done his homework. He added, he was also very focused. He knew even then he wanted to work for the bank. After school, he enrolled at Stirling University studying accountancy and business law. He graduated in 1996 and later that year he joined the Bank of Scotland as a graduate trainee. Alistair was dispatched to Fort William where he met and married Veronica, a graphic designer. It was a whirlwind romance. The pair were engaged within 6 weeks of meeting through mutual friends. Veronica, during her first broadcast interview for 12 years, told the BBC in 2017 he was one of those people you just met and you just knew. It all happened very fast. When he said he'd be there at 8 o'clock, he was there at 8 o'clock with a bunch of flowers. It was very nice having somebody who just instantly cared so much. The 30-year-old was reading his 2 young sons a bedtime story when his killer rang the doorbell of his 3-storey sandstone house in Nairn on November 28th, 2004. It was around 7 p.m. and the family were going through their usual Sunday night routine. Alistair's wife Veronica answered the front door to a man wearing a baseball cap who uttered, Alistair Wilson. It sounds ominous now with hindsight, but Veronica wasn't startled at the time. A few minutes later, Alistair Wilson was dead. The envelope. It's one of the most intriguing aspects of this entire case. After Alistair had a conversation with his killer on the doorstep, he returned upstairs to Veronica. He was clutching a blue envelope, the kind you might get when buying a birthday card. The envelope was open, but there was nothing inside. The name Paul was written on the outside of it. Veronica told the BBC in 2017 that Alistair was just a bit bewildered by the name, that it was not addressed to him and there was nothing in the envelope. And I said, no, he definitely asked for you by name. Neither Alistair nor Veronica sensed any danger at this point. Tragically, Alistair returned to the front door and after more conversation, Veronica then heard what she described as the sound of wooden pallets hitting the ground. She went to investigate and found her husband lying on the ground. The fact that Alistair was handed an envelope and he had taken it inside the house was publicly known within a week. It was never recovered, so presumably the killer took it with him when he fled the scene. Detectives who led the murder hunt for 13 years refused to offer any more details about the envelope and what it contained. That meant, for a long time, people believed the envelope was the key to cracking the case. In 2017, after 13 years of media pressure, Police Scotland finally revealed more about the envelope. Unfortunately, it did not appear to be the white whale that would blow the case open that people were hoping for. That nothing was in the envelope and it had the name Paul on it seems to pose more questions than answers. Who was Paul? Was this evidence that the murder was the result of a case of mistaken identity, or was the killer trying to send a message to someone else, knowing the name would end up being circulated through the media? On December 8th, 2004, 10 days after the murder of Alistair Wilson, the police hunting for his killer were confronted with a trail that had already gone cold. But a shocking discovery made that day, less than a mile from where Alistair was killed on his own doorstep, led to a dramatic twist in the case and put Nairn back into lockdown again. While a team of road sweepers cleared out the town's deep gullies in preparation for the winter's wet weather, a small gun was sucked from the drains below. It turned out to be the weapon that was used to shoot the father of two and had been dumped just streets away from where the murder happened. To this day, the unusual pistol remains the most crucial piece of evidence discovered, and at that time, it gave the town hope that Alistair's killer might one day be caught. The weapon was sent for forensic examination, and it was quickly confirmed by scientists as the gun that was used to kill Alistair, but there were no fingerprints on it. Whether that was entirely because it had lain in a drain for 10 days with wintry Highland weather washing over it, or because the killer had taken steps to remove any traces of DNA, we can't be sure. One thing that was certain, this was not your typical murder weapon. A Hino Schmeiser semi-automatic, known by nicknames like pocket pistol, lady's pistol and handbag gun. One of the most popular theories, one that seems almost universally accepted in Nairn itself, was that this murder was carried out by a professional hitman, rather than just a local person with a grudge. If the intention was always to kill Alistair, why did the gunman not shoot him during their first encounter? He allowed him to return inside, risking him being spooked and not coming back to the door at all. For whatever reason, the killer seemed to be confident he would come back. Peter Blexley, a former undercover detective who has researched the case in depth and published a book on it in 2018, has received numerous calls about it over the years. One claimed to detail the killer's true intentions. Peter said, "The information I have been told is that the man who went to the front door of the house went to negotiate and not assassinate. He was prepared to kill, clearly because he had a gun, but he did not intend to kill. Something went wrong." With so little concrete information about the murder after 15 years, the conspiracy theories about what happened have been numerous. Was it a colleague with a grudge? Contract killing? Business deal gone wrong? Crime of passion? One theory from 2005 that was published in a national newspaper stated that Alistair had been targeted by an IRA assassin after refusing a proposition to manage a £26 million bank heist and help launder the money. No evidence of this or the hundreds of other theories have ever been substantiated.
What transforms the murder of Alistair Wilson from something that's local and regional is the work that he did for HBOS. It seemed to me that the key to unlocking who might have wanted to commission or contract a hit on Alistair Wilson must have been connected to his work at the bank. I have absolutely no doubt that both Police Scotland and HBOS should be more open about what's gone on in the past and what is currently going on today in terms of active leads that are being pursued.
I've long been of a mind that Alistair's work at the bank probably harbours the secrets as to why he was murdered. It might only take that one phone call, because somebody knows. And I don't believe that Alistair was gunned down by a person acting alone.
This is a pretty vague case, and it's quite infuriating how it's been at a standstill for so long. There's still an active investigation ongoing, so hopefully the family will get justice soon. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed my first true crime video. I really appreciate your time. New case every Wednesday and Friday. Any cases you want me to cover, please comment below and don't forget to subscribe.